I'm Alex Morash, and let's queer up seniors. Maine opens its first affordable senior housing development focused on LGBTQ support. Maine is celebrating the grand opening of Equality Commons, a 54-unit affordable housing development in downtown Portland designed to provide an inclusive, supportive environment for LGBTQ seniors. Located adjacent to the Equality Community Center, the five-story building offers income-restricted efficiency, one-bedroom and two-bedroom apartments for residents aged 55 and older. While the facility specifically features support programming and social services tailored for LGBTQ adults who face heightened risks of isolation, the complex remains legally open to any qualifying senior regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. However, tenants are required to sign an enforced non-discrimination pledge upon moving in. The project arrives amid severe housing shortages across Portland, with more than 250 prospective residents applying for the 54 available units. Managed by the Portland Housing Authority, the development combines federal tax credit equity and city tax increment financing to deliver long-term subsidized housing in the heart of the city's art district. Well, it's always nice to hear that we're doing something for seniors because, especially for affordable housing, because seniors right now, Americans age 55 and older, they only control 70% of our nation's wealth. And in fact, from 1983, the average household controlled by someone 75 or older only had about 5% more wealth than the average American family. Now, it's 55%. So this is perfect. This is the group that needs it the most, the people that already get health care once they turn 65 and a government check. They're the ones that really need the affordable housing right now.
Well, to be fair, there are a lot of people, especially LGBTQ seniors, don't always get support from their families. I mean, there's a gulf of difference between the elderly LGBTQ community members where they have no familial support, there's no children, all they have is either their pension or their government check. And
which is more than many struggling families and LGBTQ young people have.
That is true, but it's not an either or situation.
It really is. One group is getting government benefits already. The other does not have access to things like that.
Which says how poor our social safety net works, but not necessarily an indictment on elderly gay people who needs a place. And plus, elderly LGBTQ people often face discrimination from normal senior housing. They face discrimination, they face bullying, because boomers may be boomers, but their homophobia never died. So, yeah.
And it gives them a sense of community that they might not have. Sometimes people take for granted, they have the resources to go out in the town. Many of us enjoy going to the drive. These people at least will have a sense of community. So even if they don't have the resources to get out and about, hopefully they can have a nice, neighborhood feeling.
And fixed income is not what it's supposed to be. With Trumpflation basically going up and further up, people are, can't afford
the affordable
things.
Housing income thing, that's always been a mess. Whether it's applying to 55 up or all, it's always been a big problem with affordable housing.
I was going to say, affordable housing isn't really affordable anyway. I mean, there was a point in time where I was like, oh, I can't afford rent on the salary that I'm making, unfortunately. However, I don't qualify for affordable housing because I make just too much. So, affordable housing in general. And, when you're talking about LGBT seniors, I mean, I can't believe that we're talking 55 plus as a senior nowadays, because I'm already about to hit that age. And I don't feel like a senior. I'm still working.
Oh, we're all feeling it.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, honestly, what used to be 55 and older for our parents' generation and whatnot is not the same as it is
No, it's
now.
now more like 65 and over.
65 to 75, correct. But we also have to remember that, a lot of the LGBT people of 55 and older are still coming from the era of HIV and have medical conditions and needs that, most, we'll say
Straight
our heterosexual people don't have. So they do need more specialized care. And you touch on a point. Most 55 and older communities don't have that type of of care or know how to deal with that type of care.
You know, there's a fun fact in Florida, the Villages, which is one of the largest concentration of elderly in, I guess, the universe. Do you know what kind of biggest problem they have?
STIs.
Exactly, STIs, because apparently no one taught the elderly how to use a condom.
And let me be also clear. Yes. I don't just oppose 55 and up affordable housing. I think you should not be able to create a 55 and up community. We ban all other forms of discrimination, because when you're doing it for the 55 and older community, whether it's an affordable housing unit or just a community like the Villages, those do tend to be a little cheaper than other housing, because you have less. A
lot cheaper, actually.
Because you have less competition. So you're artificially allowing a group of people that already have more wealth to have a cheaper access to housing, and it creates all sorts of distortions. Now, I will also defend Portland for 1 second.
Yes and no.
They do have really good rent control in Portland, so a lot of people are in a better place. Though they got that because they actually have a really great active DSA chapter. I've met them a few times. They're always pushing good ballot initiatives. I hope that the chapter pushes them to do more affordable housing for everyone there.
Most 55 and older communities are actually not cheaper. They're more expensive, believe it or not, because of all of the recreations and the nurses on
set. You mean the fees on top of the buying? I just meant the buying the units.
No, but even the buying the units tend to be more expensive. I mean, if you go through Vegas and Sun City, most of the housing in Sun City was $100,000 to $200,000 more than the house right outside of it, because they were a 55 and older community.
The 55 and older apartment system in Oakland were like half the price of the other.
Yeah, actually in Florida it's inverse.
But historically it's not. Yeah. I'll just say that historically it's not. It's not cheaper. Now, and again, because I'm hitting, I was curious, and in Florida, some of the apartments around here, especially the ones that have on-site care, are
on-site care is
same
a little
price.
Different.
No, I understand, but affordable housing versus 55 and older community is two totally different things. So we do have to kind of separate them. So if they are separate, only because this is like the realm of where I'm at and work. 55 and older affordable housing is different than 55 and older communities.
I had a real estate license.
Yeah, so
I get
that's different.
Like, when one group of buyers has the full market plus the special 55 up market, they have more options, than they do tend to be able to find a more affordable deal than someone who has a more restricted market when it comes to them shopping.
I mean, the housing market is restrictive in general in the United States and a mess. I don't disagree though with 55 and older communities, because as you get older, and I think the age does need to be moved, because 55, I don't think you're where you were 10 or 20 years ago. So I see your point. However, I don't find it discriminatory, because the logic behind it is that most of these communities have other situations, and to have an LGBT specific one, I think is imperative, at least at this point in time, because we do have so many generations that are in that kind of bridge until we make that swing over.
Close this out. Do you think that they'll have the similar problems as the Villages with STIs?
PrEP, Doxy, we should know this.
I mean, I would say with the HIV and STI rates climbing more in the heterosexual realm than the gay realm, no.
Spicy.
There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.